3 foods in your kitchen are quietly draining the strength from your legs, and 2 are ones you call healthy. It's not junk food doing the damage. It's the salad, the canned tomatoes, the corn. After 65, weak legs mean falls, the top cause of injury, death for older Americans. Stay with me. 3 foods to drop, 3 that rebuild your legs so you keep walking on your own. I'm Dr. Alex. I've spent years in the emergency room, and if there's one thing that shows up more than heart attacks, more than strokes, it's older folks who came in after a fall, not because their legs suddenly failed one morning, because the strength had been leaking out of them for months quietly, and nobody connected it to what was on their dinner plate. Here's what I need you to understand before we go any further. After 65, your body responds to food differently than it did at 40. A food that never bothered you can start working against you. No warning, no symptom. You'd notice right up until the day your knee buckles on the stairs. So today I'm going to do this in 2 halves. First, the 3 foods that are quietly weakening your legs, and at least one of them is sitting in almost every healthy kitchen in America. Then the 3 foods that rebuild leg strength and get blood moving again. By the end, you'll know exactly what to take off your plate this week and what to put on it. Because here's the part almost nobody explains. Your legs are the farthest point from your heart. Think of your circulation like a garden hose. When the hose is soft and wide, water reaches every corner of the yard. When it stiffens and narrows, the spot that loses water first is the one farthest from the tap. In your body, that's your feet. So cold feet at night, or legs that feel heavy going up the stairs, aren't just getting older. They're often the first sign that blood isn't reaching your legs the way it should. And what you eat every day is either keeping that hose soft or hardening it. I think about a patient, I'll call him Frank, 71, a retired mail carrier from Toledo. This is a man who walked a route for 30 years. One winter, his feet started feeling cold at night, and he figured thicker socks. Then his legs felt heavy climbing his own porch steps, and he figured, well, that's 71. 3 months later, he reached for something on a high shelf, lost his balance, and went down, broke his hip. And here's what still bothers me. The cold feet were the warning. His legs had been asking for help for months, and nobody ever told him it might be his diet. So let's start with the 3 foods to take off your plate. The first one surprises people because it isn't junk. It's corn, sweet, cheap, tastes like summer. Here's the problem. Corn is very high in omega-6 fat. Now, omega-6 isn't evil, your body needs some, but most Americans already get far too much of it and far too little omega-3. And when that balance tips, it turns up inflammation all through the body. Picture a small fire smoldering inside you. No smoke you can see, no pain you can point to, but day after day, it's scorching the lining of your blood vessels and the tiny nerves in your feet. Researchers have tied this kind of slow, low-grade inflammation to slower movement and a higher risk of falls as we age. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, corn is a vegetable, how can it be a problem? And that's exactly the trap. The word vegetable tells you nothing about what a food does to inflammation. I'm not telling you to never eat corn again. I'm telling you that if it's on your plate 4 or 5 times a week, that's the habit to loosen. The second food is probably in your pantry right now. Canned tomatoes. And I want to be fair, a fresh tomato is a genuinely good food. But canned is a different story for 2 reasons, and both of them hit your legs. First, the acid in tomatoes pulls a chemical called BPA out of the lining of the can. BPA has been tied to more inflammation and to hormone disruption. Second, and this is the bigger one, most canned tomato products are loaded with sodium. The American Heart Association says most adults should aim for no more than about 1,500 milligrams of sodium a day. A few servings of canned sauce can blow past that on their own. Too much salt raises your blood pressure and makes your body hold on to water. And where does that water pool? Your ankles and your feet. Think of it like squeezing that garden hose from the outside. The swelling presses on the small vessels, and oxygen and nutrients can't get through to the muscle and the nerve. That's the swollen ankles at the end of the day. That's the shoe that suddenly won't fit. The fix is simple. Use fresh tomatoes when you can. And if you buy canned, look for two things on the label: no salt added and BPA free. And now the third one, the one that stops people cold because it's the food you've been told to eat more of: iceberg lettuce, the big crunchy salad you make because you're being good. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Iceberg lettuce is about 96% water. It doesn't inflame you, it isn't poison, but it does something sneaky that actually has a name: nutrient displacement. You can only eat so much in a day. When you fill up on something that's almost all water, you leave no room for the foods your legs actually need. Imagine drinking bucket after bucket of water and saying, "I've had plenty," while your body is starving for the minerals that water never had. When your leg cramps at 3 in the morning, that's often low magnesium. When calcium starts creeping into your arteries instead of staying in your bones, that's often low vitamin K. When the small vessels stay inflamed, that can be low folate. You can eat a giant salad every single day and still be quietly starving your legs. That's the wall people can't see. And the fix costs you nothing extra. Trade the iceberg for a darker green. Kale, spinach, arugula, same salad, completely different fuel. Now, if you're sitting there running through everything in your fridge, take a breath. You are not too late. In the ER, the people who do best are almost always the ones who noticed one thing early and made one small change, not the ones who tried to overhaul their whole life overnight. So let's flip it. Here are the 3 foods that actively rebuild leg strength and get blood moving again. The first is beets, that deep red root you've probably walked past 100 times. Beets are rich in natural nitrates. When you eat them, your body turns those nitrates into something called nitric oxide. And nitric oxide is basically a message to your blood vessels that says, relax, open up. Remember the garden hose? This is what softens it. Blood flows easier and more oxygen reaches the muscles in your legs. In clinical studies, older adults who had beetroot before walking covered more ground and felt less worn out than those who didn't. And you don't need to choke down a glass of beet juice. Grate a little raw into a salad, roast it, blend a small piece into a smoothie with some berries and it disappears, but your blood vessels notice. A couple times a week is enough to start. The second is sweet potato, and this one is really about the sensors in your feet. Under the skin of your foot are thousands of tiny sensors, constantly telling your brain the ground is flat here, there's a slope there, adjust. That silent conversation is what keeps you upright. What quietly wrecks those sensors is a blood sugar roller coaster, a sharp spike after a meal, then a sharp crash, over and over, damaging the small nerves and vessels in your feet. A regular white potato sends your blood sugar up fast. A sweet potato releases its energy slowly and steadily, so you skip that dangerous swing. It's also packed with beta carotene, which your body turns into vitamin A. And better eyesight means fewer missteps. And fewer missteps mean fewer falls. Bake it, steam it, drop it in a soup. Eat the skin and you get the fiber too. And you don't need butter and brown sugar. It's sweet enough on its own. The third is kale, and I know it has a reputation, but hear me out, because kale does 2 things almost nothing else does. First, it's one of the richest sources of vitamin K on the planet. And vitamin K is like a traffic cop for calcium. Left on its own, calcium can drift out of your bones and start settling on the walls of your arteries like limescale, building up inside a pipe until the water can barely get through. That's calcium in the wrong place, and it's one reason legs go cold and unsteady. Vitamin K tells that calcium, get back to the bone. You don't belong in the artery. Second, kale has a compound called lutein that helps keep your brain's reaction time sharp. And this matters more than it sounds. Most falls don't happen because the leg suddenly quits. They happen because you wobbled and your brain wasn't fast enough to catch it. That correction happens in a fraction of a second. What you eat helps decide whether that split second is there when you need it. Now, raw kale is tough, so drizzle a little olive oil and massage the leaves for a minute. They soften right up. Saute it, add it to soup, blend it into a smoothie. A cup a few times a week is plenty. Now, let me make this real, because the list of 6 foods is easy to nod along to and then forget by dinner. So picture one ordinary day. In the morning, instead of that sugary cereal that spikes and crashes you, you have a baked sweet potato or some eggs with a handful of kale wilted right into the pan. At lunch, the salad still happens. You just build it on spinach or arugula instead of iceberg, and you grate a little raw beet on top for color and for your blood vessels. And at dinner, when you're making that sauce, you reach for fresh tomatoes or a no salt added can instead of the salty one you've always used. That's it. You didn't count a single calorie. You didn't buy a supplement. You made 3 swaps, and every one of them is quietly working on the same thing, keeping blood moving to your legs and the right minerals in your body. And I want to give you one simple way to know if it's working, because you shouldn't have to take my word for it. For the next couple weeks, just pay attention to 2 things. Notice whether your feet feel warmer at night, and notice whether the stairs feel a little easier than they did. Those 2 small signals, warmer feet, easier stairs, are your circulation talking back to you. They tend to shift before anything shows up on a test. If they start moving in the right direction, that's your body telling you the plate change is landing. Before we wrap up, one straight talk moment, because I'm still an ER doctor. Food is prevention. It is not a substitute for getting checked. If your feet are often cold or numb, if one leg swells more than the other, if you're getting cramps that wake you up night after night, don't just file it under old age. Write it down and bring it up at your next visit. If it's getting worse week to week, call your primary care doctor and get seen. And if a leg suddenly turns painful, pale, or cold, or one calf swells up and gets tender out of nowhere, that can be a blood clot that's urgent care, or the ER today. If you ever have chest pain or trouble breathing along with it, call 911 and don't drive yourself. Knowing the difference between what can wait and what can't is its own kind of protection. And let me name the thing nobody likes to say out loud. One fall, one broken hip can mean surgery, rehab, sometimes a nursing home, and even with Medicare, that's a bill and a life change that lands on your whole family. Prevention doesn't need a specialist. It doesn't need an approval. It needs what you just learned. Catching this early is one of the few things still completely in your hands. So here's the whole thing in one breath. 3 foods to ease off. Corn, that's feeding inflammation. Canned tomatoes, that's salt and swelling, choking your circulation. And the big one, iceberg lettuce, that's filling you up while starving your legs. And 3 to add. Beets to open the vessels. Sweet potato to steady your blood sugar and protect the sensors in your feet. And kale to keep calcium in your bones and your reflexes quick. 6 foods, 1 goal, keeping you on your own 2 feet. I'm not asking you to live in fear of your own refrigerator. I'm asking you to live with knowledge, because now you know something most people your age don't. You have the right to spend the rest of your life walking on your own legs, seeing the people you want to see, going where you want to go. And that right is protected by small decisions at the dinner table, not by anything dramatic. So here's the one thing to do today. Pick just 1 swap. Trade the iceberg for the kale. That's it. Then, if this helped you look at your plate a little differently, send it to someone you love, your mom, your dad, a friend who's been blaming their heavy legs on their birthday. 1 share might be the thing that keeps them on their feet. And tell me in the comments which of these 6 surprised you the most. I read them. Take care of those legs. I'll see you in the next one.